Thompson Center presents Extreme Pursuits with Mark Kayser.
There's nothing easy about archery mule deer hunting, mainly because you gotta bring the hunt to the mule deer. It's not like whitetail hunting where you can get positioned in a tree stand, sit there quietly in ambush, and the whitetails, they just file by you like cars going down the highway. Well, it's really not that easy. But with mule deer hunting, archery mule deer hunting, you got to find the animal, locate them in a vast sea of open country or timbered hills, and once you find them, you gotta wait for them to go to the perfect spot, and then you bring the hunt to them. You gotta literally take everything right to the deer. It's a whole different set of circumstances, and it can lead to a whole different set of success. It's mid-August and we're going mule deer hunting. We're in Nevada, early season August mule deer hunting. Got a 4-hour horseback trip into some of the most beautiful country in North America. And at the end of that trip, we're going hunting at 8,000 to 10,000 feet. It's gonna be great. We're hoping Stormy doesn't live up to his name here. A horseback outfitter or someone who can provide a drop camp is a good way to go because it lets you get a little more gear into your campsite than you normally would if you were putting everything on your back. Now you're going to be toting in probably an 80-pound pack or more to get a good, comfortable camp set up. With horses, you can bring even more in, better food, and any extra little things that you might want. You did pretty good, Stormy. You did good. I bet you're glad to have me off you too, aren't you? Now we get to set up camp and then go hunting. Horses took us back in up to 10,000 feet, kicked our butts off, threw our camp on the ground, and we were gone. All right, have a good ride out, guys. Now that's not really how it happened. Mitch at Nevada High Desert Outfitters, he was a great guy. He knew exactly where to put us, the basin that was gonna give us a good base camp for water and access to other little valleys, basins around us where the mule deer might be. Well, it's first afternoon, and instead of burning a lot of calories and going into another basin right away today, because it's late in the day, we only got a few hours left of sunlight, we decided that I probably should just hunt this basin right here, see what we got here. I'm just gonna keep an eye out. I've already spotted 2 really nice bighorn rams on that opposite ridge, so if the sheep are here, pretty good chance that the mule deer are here as well. It's the first full morning of the hunt. Yesterday we got out and did some scouting and we saw some deer, not as many deer as we saw bighorn sheep, so we know we're high. But we're gonna go into the next basin over and there's a good chance we're gonna get into a big bachelor group there. It seems to be that's a little more open valley, a little bit more open basin, and the deer like that right now since they're in velvet. They don't like quite as much this thick cover, so we gotta book over there in the dark and beat it before sun comes up. After Mitch took off the horses with the rendezvous date 5 days later, it was just our feet, and it was rocky, steep terrain. Every day we made a 1,000-foot push out of camp. It's tough, tough hunting. You gotta get up high, you gotta be at the altitude where the mule deer are gonna be, and they're always at the top, it seems like. And you've gotta be able to cover a lot of country, because if they're not in one basin, you need to get to the next basin and look. So you gotta be in really good shape. It's not a hunt for someone who's used to going back and forth to their tree stand in a pickup truck. If you're going on a backpack hunt, you're going to see some spectacular country and likely get in some of the best hunting of your life. simply because few others can get in there. They're just not in shape. But you got to give up something as well. And generally that's gear, and gear means weight. You got to go light with your backpack. How do you get in light with food? Use freeze-dried food. Freeze-dried food, it cooks up quick and easy. And you know, it used to be this kind of blah, blah, blah stuff to eat. You get meals like spaghetti and meatballs for breakfast, scrambled eggs and bacon. Good stuff that cooks easily. Takes you just a few minutes to get water boiling on this Peak 1 stove. Pour it in the bag. 8 minutes later, you're eating. And you eat it right out of the bag, so you got no dishes. Get right to bed so you're ready to go the next morning and tackle the mountains.
Extreme Pursuits is brought to you by Thompson Center, America's master gunmaker. HuntingClub.com, the official site of the North American Hunting Club. Field Logic, IQ bow sights with retina lock technology. Center the dot for the perfect shot. And by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable.